Stand still. Your turnaround is here. God is shifting everything in your favor. This is Grace in the Journey. Welcome to Grace in the Journey, where broken places become beautiful testimony. I'm Misty, and today's message is a reminder that God is still working, still restoring, and still making a way right here in your journey. This is your turnaround from survival to restoration. You know, there comes a moment in every believer's life when you've done all you know to do. You've prayed, you've cried, you've waited, you stood when it would have been easier to walk away. And somewhere in the waiting, it can feel like nothing is moving, like you're standing in front of a wall that refuses to budge. But hear this today. This is your turnaround. Not someday, not eventually, now. God says in Isaiah 43:19, "Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." Notice he didn't say he might do it. He said, now it shall spring forth. Even if you can't see it yet, heaven has already released it. The turnaround is not coming. It is happening. Sometimes God asks us to stand still, not because he's forgotten us, but because he is positioning us. In Exodus 14:13 and 14, as the Israelites stood trapped between Pharaoh's army and the Red Sea, fear filled their heart. It looked like the end. There was no visible way forward. But Moses said, "Fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. The Lord shall fight for you, and he shall hold you for peace." The very place that looked like their defeat became their place of deliverance. The wall in front of you, it is not your position, it's your doorway. What you thought was blocking you was actually preparing you, because God specializes in turning these walls into doorways. He told the church in Revelation 3:8, "Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it." Not your past, not your mistakes, not the delay, not the pain, not even the enemy himself can shut what God has opened. You may feel like you've been in survival mode, just trying to make it through the day, just trying to keep your faith intact, just trying to breathe without breaking. But God never intended for you to live in survival. He called you to live in restoration. In Joel 2:25, he promises, "And I will restore you to the years that the locusts have eaten." Not just restore your strength, restore your joy, restore your peace, restore your identity, restore your hope. What was stolen will be returned. What was broken will be rebuilt. What was delayed will be accelerated. This is the moment where survival ends and restoration begins. Sometimes the hardest instruction from God is simply this: stand still a moment longer. Because standing still requires trust. It means believing God is moving even when you can't see it. It means knowing that heaven is working behind the scenes. Psalms 35 tells us that weeping may endure for the night, but joy cometh in the morning. Notice that it did not say joy might come. It says joy comes. Morning is not a possibility. It is a promise. You might have been in a night season, a season of questions, a season of uncertainty, a season where you didn't know how it would all come together. But morning is breaking, and with it comes your turnaround. God is about to propel you forward, not by your strength, but by his Spirit. What felt like a pause was his preparation. What felt like a delay was his alignment. What felt like rejection was his protection. And what felt like a wall is about to become your doorway. You are not stepping back into what you or who you used to be. You are stepping into who and what God has been forming in the waiting. You're stepping out of survival and into restoration. Out of barely making it and into overflowing. Out of fear, and into faith. That is who He is. He brings us out of brokenness and into wholeness. This is your turnaround. Not because of your perfection, but because of His promise. Not because of your timing, but because of His faithfulness. Stand still just a moment longer. He's opening the door. He is making the way. He's releasing restoration. And your turnaround is not coming because it's already happening right now. Thank you for joining me today on Grace in the Journey. If this message encouraged your heart, I invite you to subscribe, share it with someone who needs hope. And remember, you're not alone. God is restoring, renewing, and walking with you every step of the way. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.